both of these stars have done a lot in their careers. Each has won an MVP award, but they are still missing the all-important bottom line. Neither one has won a WNBA championship. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups.
Well, Tina and Elena don't have to do it alone. Every Batman needs a Robin. For the Washington Mystics, keep your eyes on 33, Emma Meeseman. She's a face-up scorer, and she can also rebound, adds a lot of depth to the front court. And for New York, Epiphany Prince playing some of her best basketball down the stretch of the regular season. She's getting back to old form, which is a good sign for the Liberty offense.
And a lot of that is coinciding with New York's historic 10-game winning streak to end the regular season. That beats the old streak by 3 games. And you talked about Emma Meeseman. Here's a player who missed about a month of the season when she played with Belgium over in Eurobasket. Both of these teams kind of had to use patchwork lineups during the season. And New York did win 2 out of 3 games during the regular season. Elena Delle Donne did not play in that second game. That was when she was recovering from surgery. And you see Tina Charles and Elena Delle Donne getting ready to match up. Both of them won a gold medal in the most recent Olympic Games. And Elena sporting a much more subtle bandage under her chin after she took a face plant in their win against Dallas to get here. Had to get 3 stitches. Washington winning that game against Dallas. They advanced to the playoffs for the first time since 2002 and won a home playoff game for the first time since 2004. We are underway. Pratt gets it over to Delle Donne, who's being guarded by Shavonte Zellis. On the switch, Tolliver guarded by Charles, and she decides to take the fadeaway. Washington unable to convert on the follow.
The outside shot will be important to the Washington Mystics offense because the New York Liberty are the best in the WNBA in limiting paint points.
They're a tremendous rebounding team as well. Delle Donne got her pocket picked by Zellis. Prince, who you referenced, off the back rim. Delle Donne tipped it, and she and Bria Hartley battled for it. And the officials say it is Washington ball. Delle Donne this year leading her team just under 20 points per game, 4th best in the WNBA. Zellis now has Tolliver trying to get it to Delle Donne underneath. She's able to gather. Tough shot for Elena, and she left it short. But Ruffin Pratt gives him a fresh 14. Delle Donne for 2 this time, and it's perfect.
Offensive rebounds. That is what Washington did so well in their first round win over Dallas, especially Tierra Ruffin Pratt. She's so tough, undersized, but brings a lot of energy to this team.
And a turnover. That is the second turnover already for New York. Meeseman has it rim out. The rebound is taken by Prince. New York looks to push the ball up court. Charles and Meeseman tussling a little bit as they jostle for position.
In the half court, the #1 option is Tina Charles for the New York Liberty. But if they can, they want to play with pace. They want to get transition scoring.
Tolliver takes the shot. Her shot has been way off. She is 0 for 2 tonight, and this was after Christie was just 4 of 17 against Dallas, including 1 of 9 from distance. She did score 16 points, but 7 of those came from the free throw line. Zellis working against Meeseman, a little fadeaway. And they have not. Has Tina even gotten the ball yet? Has she even touched it?
New York definitely needs to move the ball around, not only just to get it to Tina, but you've got to make the defense rotate. I thought that was a poor shot by Zellis.
Oh, that's a tough shot by Delle Donne. She's got all 4 points. Kia Stokes will check in for New York. The next whistle.
Elena's playing at the 3, so she has the size advantage over most 3 players that will be guarding her.
Bria Hartley, starting point guard for this club. welcome those of you who saw Phoenix upset Connecticut to our broadcast here in New York City, where Washington leads the Liberty 4-2. Congratulations to Phoenix. That's 2 years in a row now that they've gone on the road and upset some folks to move on to the semifinals. They did it to New York here last year. Tina Charles has just tied it up. We still don't know who Minnesota or LA will host. If New York wins, they will go to Los Angeles. If Washington wins, they will go to Minnesota. So Phoenix will be standing by to see where they will be headed. Zealous taking it right to Deladon. So a slow start for the Liberty on offense, but they're heating up. 6-0 run.
That is what Bill Laimbeer wants to see on the offensive end. He wants his team to defend and then push into transition.
New York winners of 10 straight games to end the regular season. That is a new WNBA record. They are looking to end what has been a frustrating run in the playoffs the last couple of seasons. Ruff and Pratt too strong after getting some room underneath. Hartley left open, just a bit too strong. And Charles out battling the other former MVP, Deladon, to get the rebound. Prince, make it three. New York has a 9-0 run, and Mike Tebow takes a timeout. Flout at the Garden is fired up, and New York has responded.
The energy is in the building. The New York Liberty making their playoff debut. A little Javonte Zealous, some Epiphany Prince. Bill Laimbeer's team is ready for their playoff run.
The whole credit score thing could be intimidating.
I didn't want to look at it. We didn't really know where to start.
And then I started using Credit Sesame, and it was like having my own financial coach.
Credit Sesame starts by giving you a free credit score. Then they'll show you what's impacting your score and suggest a strategy to better manage it. All 100% free.
I feel so optimistic.
It helped me get my...
One of the first to win the new Xbox One X.
You could be my love, even if the sky is falling down. I know that we'll be safe and sound.
So many Americans struggle with finances. Starting today, State Farm is here to help, giving us all the chance to simply sit down and learn. Visit letstarttoday.com or talk to an agent.
We're safe and sound.
That's it! The LA Sparks champion! We undeniable. This ain't a cry war. Tell the entire truth and let it set you free. We undeniable. We undeniable.
Welcome to the WNBA Playoffs 2017 presented by Verizon. New York got off to a slow start in this one, missed their first 3 shots, but they have scored 9 points in a row as they take this lead over the Washington Mystics. Pam Ward along with LaChina Robinson. And New York looks like it took them a little bit of time to get their footing, but now they're rolling a little bit.
Yeah, this is a team that had 10 wins to end the regular season, and they're showing that type of confidence so far. But we've got 2 former MVPs on the court in Elena Deladon Deladon and Tina Charles, so it should be a pretty good game.
Yeah, 10 straight wins to end the season, by the way, is a new WNBA record. New York has hit 4 of its last 5 shots. Elena Deladon is the only Mystic who has hit a shot. She's 2 of 3 from the floor. Everybody else 0 for 7. Go with the hot hand, and she continues.
And hot it is. Again, she's got that size advantage over Shavonte Zealous, who was at least started with her as an assignment, and she's just shooting over the defense.
Deladon coming back from left thumb surgery. She has that all taped up and a pad on it that she showed us before the game that keeps that left thumb very stationary. Tiffany Prince ran into Miesemann, Hartley there. And that goes up and over. The ball goes over to Washington. Washington lost 2 out of 3 to New York during the regular season, but in one of those games, Elena did not play.
Yeah, it was an up-and-down season for both of these teams with injuries, players in and out of the lineups with international obligations, and that kind of made the matchup between these two teams something that you had to just throw aside as we head into the playoffs because they weren't at their full strength.
Ruffin Pratt flashes to the free throw line and left that well short. Pratt averaging just over 7 points a game on the season. 0 for 3 from the floor tonight. This afternoon, here's Tina against Miesemann. How about that move? She had 18 points and 18 rebounds against Dallas. That was a week ago. New York has not played for an entire week. That was their final regular season game. Crystal Thomas catches and misses. Boy, you got to make those. And this is what they want to do. They want to get the ball down on the court to Tina Charles before Washington could set its defense, and that time they failed to do it, even though Tina was calling for it. Stokes known more for her defense and shot blocking ability.
One thing that has happened for the New York Liberty is everyone has a more defined role. They've fallen into their comfort zone. They know what they're doing coming off of the bench. The starting unit has an understanding of the expectation, and that builds confidence.
Ruffin Pratt passed up a fairly open jumper. Deladon double team. Shot clock winding down. Miesemann has to put it up. She does. Washington continues to be cold unless your name is Elena Deladon. Charles taking it right to Elena. Tina told us that she was feeling a sense of urgency to get in here and advance in the playoffs. It's now a 15-2 New York run. Tolliver. Here's Deladon. That was just a little bit too strong. Ball ping-pongs to Stokes, and here they go. Charles and Miesemann in a battle all the way down the court. Zealous wide open, left it well short, and Deladon wisely lets it bounce out of bounds.
It's really been about Tina Charles in the last few possessions, and good for the New York Liberty. It has to start with her because that's where the double team is commanded. Look at how Tina's begging for the basketball, getting early position, no strong double ensuing, and then in transition, rather new piece to Tina Charles' game as this offensive pace has picked up for Bill Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer in his 5th year in charge. He was coach of the month in this league for the final month of the season, which goes to follow because they won 10 straight. And look what Tina has done. Only Sylvia Fowles, who will most likely be the MVP, is in the top 5 of those major categories, along with Tina. Tasha Cloud, who has been dealing with a hip injury pretty much all year, has checked in along with Tiana Hawkins for the Mystics.
It's going to be so important for Washington to have offensive balance. You can't just stand around and watch Elena Deladon on that end of the floor. Emma Miesemann has been solid for them. They really need Christy Tolliver, though. I mean, Mike Thibault brought her to Washington because of the experience she has as a champion.
Right now, she is on the bench. She's in a shooting slump. Ivory Latta in the game for Washington, as Thibault's trying to get an answer on offense with 3 subs in the game. Shot clock winding down. Latta also with the miss. Miesemann with the good rebound, and they can reset a little bit.
I feel like Washington is just playing so fast. They need to slow down and play at their own pace.
Charles just stuffed Deladon. Deladon is the only Mystic to score. She wanted a foul. Here is New York in transition. And Lindsay Allen Charles underneath. Lindsey Allen has been a terrific backup point guard for this team, the rookie from Notre Dame. Tina's 4 for 4 from the floor and fouls Miesemann to slow things down a bit. Mike Tebow said that one of his keys was to slow Tina Charles down.
Yeah, and slow down the transition of the New York Liberty, but it doesn't happen here. When you have a former MVP in your team and they are the first player down the court, you're in good position, and you're right. Lindsey Allen, with the patience, uses the ball fake, gets it to Charles, and that's money.
Allen, one of those on this team that pushes pace, and Tina Charles gets a well-deserved rest. Akunwe coming in for Tina. Wow, that's a tough shot. And that is the first Mystic to score other than Deladon.
You're going to be saying tough shot often.
Yeah,
because the New York Liberty have the #1 defense in the WNBA. So for Washington to score, they're going to have to hit some baskets, and a lot of them contested.
I think they got Stokes for going over the back, and they did. WNBA playoffs continue. Presented by Verizon. Tuesday night, the semifinals come your way on ESPN2. Minnesota hosts Game 1 at 8 Eastern. LA game, the second Game 1 of the best-of-5 series follows. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or access the WNBA app. We will know who's going where after this game is decided. If New York wins this game, they go to LA. If Washington wins, they go to Minnesota. Phoenix waits their fate.
How about Phoenix? You can never, ever count out Diana Taurasi at this time of year. She's a leader. And the play-and-play Lonnie Mitchell.
Hit
so
a huge three today, didn't she?
Oh, man. She has been major.
Hawkins bounces that one in. Boy, they have done it. And Phoenix, just 2 players back from last year. Granted, they're Griner and Taurasi. And here they are in the semifinals. Great job by that organization to piece things together. Approach 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Deladon, a little bit too much body on Epiphany Prince. First one on Elena, and that sends Prince to the line. Epiphany Prince has had a very interesting season in the WNBA. You mentioned that a lot of the players going to play over in Europe in Eurobasket, and she was one of those, went over to play for Russia.
And keep in mind, she's healthy this season. She only played in 6 games last year, had an ACL, was recovering from that, but she's so major for this offense because of her ability to create her own shot. I mean, she's got a sick handle. She's a playmaker. And she, in my opinion, is the Robin to Tina, who is Batman of this team.
That's them both. Remember, she was the point guard at the beginning of this season. Now has been switched off the ball and has absolutely blossomed. Deladon. New York can effectively kill the quarter. And inside, Nayo Akunwe, the Canadian who signed a training camp contract, gets it in. Washington has missed all 7 of its threes. Latta has to get something up, and that's well off. What a start for New York. Their biggest lead of the game is 11 points, and they take it into the first break. Tina Charles with 8 points, getting it done underneath. New York up by 11 for
1. They said, no way. Run a marathon under 2 hours? Pipe dream. They said it's a barrier that can't be broken, so why even try?
That's good.
But that's the thing about barriers. When you push them, when you run them down, you redefine what's possible. And even if you fall short, you fall forward. And the world moves with you.
Now is just 25 seconds away. Everything's possible.
Here, in this this league. We're not okay with strong. We go stronger. We don't settle for fast. We go faster. We don't want next. We want next level. Here, we go all out. Because we're all in. This is our league. And here, we don't go for good. We go for great.
Introducing Rocket Copters. The super bright, light up the night radical helicopters you can launch up to 150 feet. They're insane nighttime fun. Hook into the launch band and rocket your copter high into the sky.
This is the coolest thing ever.
So much fun, man.
Oh, that was a bomb.
Available now at these fine stores.
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Welcome back to New York. I'm with Washington Mystics head coach Mike Thibault. Coach, your team only scored 10 points in that first quarter. How can you generate more offense?
Make layups, for one thing. When we've gotten the ball to good spots on the floor, it's like I told you yesterday, we've gotten pretty good shots against New York in the past. We haven't converted. I mean, we've missed probably 6 shots in a 10-foot area right now. If you don't make those, they're going to run out on you.
New York has been able to get a lot of transition scoring. How can you slow them down in the full court?
Well, it's the same thing, making shots. If they don't get the long rebound off our shots, they don't get out. If they have to take it out of the net, there's no transition.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
And Washington was just 1 of 6 in the paint, make it 1 of 7 as Hightower missed. Washington shot 19% in the first quarter.
Yeah, you have to make the easy ones. When you get into the paint around the rim, Shavonte Zellis is fouled there. New York is the best in the league at limiting opponent paint points. Only 2 so far for Washington.
Boy, that was a hard foul committed by Niesemann. And you see that Shavonte Zellis is a little shaken up. Zellis has been so important to this team. Tina Charles gives her a lot of credit for her leadership. Remember, she won a championship with the Indiana Fever, and Tina says she's brought a lot of that leadership and know-how with her.
Yeah, I mean, she knows what it takes, and she has what I call Tamika Catching's residue, having played next to Catch and having an understanding of just how to play every play with all of your heart and the importance of work ethic and all of those things. So her experience is valuable to the team.
Won that championship 5 years ago now with the incomparable Tamika Catchings hoping to lead the way.
And Tina Charles recruited Shavonte Zellis to play for New York. They played together overseas, and Tina convinced her. She said, listen, I think we have an opportunity to do something special in New York, and Zellis has brought the toughness. It hasn't always been healthy, but she has brought the toughness and the heart.
Washington down 13. They led this game 4-0, and then it got away from them in a hurry. Hawkins delivers underneath. Gianna Hawkins in her 4th year out of Maryland. Thibault with an interesting lineup out there. Niesemann is the only starter on the floor. There's Sugar Rogers, who right before the game was presented with her 6th Woman of the Year award. And that was something that she didn't take very kindly to, as she started the first 15 games of the season and went to the bench.
And that is so unselfish. I mean, for a player who's an all-star to have to accept what she called a demotion and come off of the bench, but she's done that, she's accepted it, and it's really changed the complexion of this team altogether.
Zellis went to the bench after committing her first personal foul.
It looked like Zellis might have taken that foul on purpose so she could get out of the game. I think she may be hurting.
Niesemann fouled underneath. They get chance to shoot free throws. Sugar Rogers is called for the foul. Bill Laimbeer won 3 titles in Detroit when he was the head coach of the Shock. And is looking for his first here in New York. Shop WNBAstore.com now for the best selection of Mystics and Liberty gear. Choose from jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and a whole lot more. WNBAstore.com. One store, every team. Team Charles jerseys. I know Deladon jerseys sell quite well.
Yeah, when Rebecca Lobo was giving her Hall of Fame speech, she mentioned that one of her daughters has a Tina Charles jersey. Get you one.
Congratulations to our colleague, Rebecca Lobo. That was a thrill to go there Friday.
Oh, man, what a special
She wins speeches. She's a Hall of Fame speech guy, too.
I mean, she delivers in everything she does. Speech, mom, broadcaster, no problem.
Pia Vaughn missed the bunny after getting inside a pair of Mystics players. Natasha Cloud, that's nice. And that's good for Washington fans to see Cloud, who has been slowed by an injury.
Yeah, it's good for her to be healthy because she pushes pace. She's a big guard, gives him another defender. Tina Charles.
That is something she has added to her game. Tina has not missed today from the floor. That's her first three.
Good ball movement here by Washington. Again, I still think they got to slow it down some on the offensive end and execute. They're a very methodical offensive team. They can't let New York take them out of that. The energy of Tina Charles is really fueling New York. On the ball reversal here, Tina said, all right, leave me open, fine.
She hit 24 threes during the regular season, a 35% clip. Outstanding numbers for Tina, who gets doubled. That leaves Sugar Rogers open. Now Washington tries to get something going in transition. Elena Deladon getting ready to check in, along with Crystal Thomas and three other Mystics in total. And they just can't hit anything from the outside either. Turnover.
Now, Washington can't get something right away in transition, then they need to be more patient. They got to set good screens. This New York Liberty defense is very good. So screening and executing your offense becomes that much more important.
Washington is 0 for 9 in threes. Shot clock at 6 as the ball hits Charles's hands. Oh, that was just a little bit too strong as she's able to shoot over Miesemann again.
Well, the thing about Tina on the outside, like shooting her outside shot, you can't double her there. So then you're really in trouble.
Miesemann with the big-time mismatch against Hartley, and now it was a defensive 3-second violation called against New York. Rhea Hartley coming back after giving birth to a baby boy. She has taken off since being inserted in the starting lineup as a point guard. And Washington usually is the best free throw shooting team in the league.
And when you are on the road, a one-and-done elimination game, every point counts.
Deladon's numbers, she was 3 of 8 in the first quarter. The rest of her team just 1 of 13, but Elena missed her last 4 from the floor. Now Kristi Tolliver also is back in there. So this is the starting lineup back in there for Washington. And Tolliver continues. She keeps shooting. Shoot or shoot. Now she's got to feel about 100 pounds lighter.
And Crystal Thomas, as she has done so well, anchoring the rebounding and the defense for Mike Tebow's team, makes a good decision, gets it back to Tolliver.
Vaughn, good position inside. Miesemann bottled her up, though. Good defense by Washington in the interior. But they're still down by 11. Tolliver tries to make it 2 in a row. Streaky shooter. But an offensive rebound by Deladon. Crystal Thomas can't do a thing against Tina.
Washington getting some good shots, some shots that they're capable of knocking down, just not going in.
They've missed 12 of their 13 three attempts. And we have a timeout on the floor. Crystal Thomas called for the foul. Tina Charles team up by 11.
Hey, check this out.
Whoa. Wow, it still plays. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up? Plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
If a quarter pound of beef is your favorite thing, you can still come to Arby's. Just eat half of one of these. Arby's, we have the meat.
He is not one of the greats yet.
It's about titles.
Can Curry deliver?
You looked overwhelmed out there.
Too small. Struggle. Wrestlers denied.
Calm, strong, focused.
The lion does not eat sparingly. He eats his fill at every meal. For in the jungle, hunger is weakness. Arby's new half-pound roast beef sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
Monday Night Football doubleheader. Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
It does. Saints Vikings at 6:55. Then Chargers Broncos at 10:15. Tomorrow on ESPN.
Are you ready?
We are in New York where the Liberty hope to put their struggles behind them. It's 3 straight years they've been the best team in the Eastern Conference. In 2015 as the #1 seed, they lost to Stephanie White's Indiana team in the conference finals, including the decisive game 3 right here. They lost to Phoenix in the second round last year as a 3 seed. Phoenix winning today in Connecticut to advance. This year, who knows, but they're coming in healthy and hot.
Yeah, with the exception of Boyd, everyone healthy. Remember, last year they didn't have Epiphany Prince for very long. And they also ended the regular season last year rocking. But you see what they did this year, 10 consecutive wins to end the regular season, playing with so much confidence. And what the key was in that stretch is they had to do it in different ways. Some games, the bench had to show them stronger. They won close games. They won blowout games. You had different players stepping up at various moments. But nonetheless, the confidence was there. Everyone understood their roles, and the defense, was intact.
And you see they broke the streak originally held by the Charlotte Sting, but LA has won 7 in a row. That's an active streak. Here's Piff. That's a long 2. So if New York wins this game, they will play Los Angeles in the semifinals, and that will be the 2 hottest teams in the league going head-to-head. Tolliver passes up the 3 for the 2.
You can tell Tolliver's a little hesitant on the release. As a shooter, you got to let it fly.
She's 1 for 7 from the floor, and this is after shooting a 4 for 17 in the win against Dallas last week.
Good screening action on the offensive end for New York on that last possession, running Epiphany Prince off of a couple of baseline screens right here, and this is easy for Prince.
New York leading 31-18. This one-game playoff. Prince again, this time from the other side as the shot clock expires. Washington hasn't had many runouts. Tolliver gets it over to Deladon, and that it might be the only easy look they've had tonight. Something Mike Tebow wanted. He said, get out in transition because New York's half-court defense is so good. Thomas got a finger in there to knock it away momentarily.
In that transition situation, these are the 2 players that you want to get some confidence. Tolliver here just makes a good decision. Deladon, first player down the floor.
Charles gave it up. continues to shoot. That is the second three that she has hit today.
She has to. She's got to shoot herself into a rhythm.
She has hit some huge threes over the course of her career, both in college and in the WNBA. Won a championship last year with LA. 8-2 Washington run, and Bria Hartley threw it right to Crystal Thomas.
Carelessness here by the New York Liberty.
Tolliver this time went around Charles, and maybe that'll get her going. She's hit a three, and on the next trip down, an opportunity for a three-point play.
Don't often see this from Kristi Tolliver. She's an outside assassin, but sees the defense run out. Last second makes the decision, takes the contact, and they need that emotion. And oh yeah, she's still got the step back too.
Kristi has hit 8 of Washington's last 10 points. They're getting closer.
Hello? How did you get in here? Xbox One X isn't out yet.
Taco Bell's giving fans a chance to win early with every $5 box. We're ready to play.
Well then, I guess we should get to it. My apologies for that totally cool, Stu.
Head to Taco Bell and grab any $5 box, and you could be one of the first to win the new Xbox One X.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. What is that?
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the Pit of Misery.
I'm sorry, what?
Pit of Misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
In 12 feet, come to a complete stop. Recalculating. In 1 mile, arrive at a place where you make your own lane, only to discover it has traffic jams too. Your all-new Compass.
The sausage and egg biscuit at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Stop on over and get 2 of them for $2.50. 2 sausage and egg made from scratch biscuits for just $2.50. Amazing times we live in, folks. Amazing times. Now at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Everything you love about Earth is gone. 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 We have to fight for what's left. And by we, I mean you. So it's time to bring out the big guns. It's not a metaphor, guys. Go grab some big guns.
Destiny 2. Available now. Rated T for teen. Get exclusive Destiny 2 content on PS4.
PlayStation. Remember 2007? Smartphones? OMG. 10 years later, nothing's really changed. It's time to snap out of it. Hello, Moto. Snap on a JBL speaker. Put a 70-inch screen on a wall. Get a 10 times optical zoom. Get excited, world. Hello, Moto. Moto is here. The new Moto Z with Moto mods. Buy the new Moto Z, and you'll get a free projector mod.
Cassidy Hubbard, Katie Douglas in our WNBA studios. Liberty so far with the lead over the Mystics. What stood out to you so far?
Stood out to me is New York came out hot. Washington starting to settle in. Coach Tebow is a master at finding those holes, and they're starting to put some points on the board. We'll expand on that. Plus, we'll recap the Mercury's win over the Sun on the State Farm halftime report. Back to you guys, Pam, China.
Thank you, Cassidy and Katie Douglas, who so brain in her WNBA career. Had a lot of time with Coach Tebow in Connecticut. Kristi Tolliver with a three-point play. Washington on an 11-2 run, and here's another turnover.
This is what's been fueling the run. Turnovers.
But they give it right back. Nice play by Hartley. New York needed that.
Bria Hartley has a motor that is non-stop on both ends of the floor. She's wiry, energetic, and look at the defensive pressure. They needed that after losing Brittany Boyd.
Brittany Boyd so key to this team. Lost with the injury. Tolliver, here we go. She was ice cold to start this game, and boy, is she heated up. She's now got 12. Becca Allen from the outside with the answer. The Aussie.
Good ball movement, good patience for New York.
New York just goes back up again by 7. They led by 11 after one quarter. Tolliver on the switch, guarded by Charles. Deladon just rims out. Good rebound. Boy, Crystal Thomas. Wasn't Mike Tebow said she was a godsend to his team?
They were expecting to just use Crystal Thomas this year in special schemes on the defensive end, but Thomas has been the anchor for the defense.
Tiffany Prince, she's not afraid of going up against the taller players. Crystal Thomas signing an offer sheet, sticking and becoming part of the rotation for the Mystics. Emma Nieseman has not scored a field goal yet for Washington.
Yeah, I expect New York to try to get the ball to Tina on this possession.
Stokes ran up against Thomas.
You can't start to get careless with possessions.
Look at Hartley with the foul, on Tolliver. We talked to Christy right before the game, and here's what she says she brings to this Mystics team.
I had no clue that, DC hasn't advanced since 2002. I found that out when we beat Dallas the other night. I came here to bring a winning culture, and so I've experienced a lot. I've played with a lot of great players. I've played with champions. I'm just trying to do the best that I can to lead by example and just kind of show what it takes to win.
So I think that was attractive to Christy Tolliver about coming to Washington. Yes, she came home, but Mike Tebow promised to make her uncomfortable. She wanted to have to be more vocal, to be a leader on this team. And she is coming up clutch in this game. A nice move there by Nieseman.
Nieseman missed her first 4 shots before that one went in. Around the perimeter to Rhea Hartley, who nails the 3.
The change in inserting Rhea Hartley into the starting lineup has been a game changer for the Liberty.
Deladon answers. Nope, that's well short, but she got the offensive rebound. But then taken away by Prince. Washington's done a good job on the offensive glass against the best rebounding team in the league. And that's a carry. I don't know if I've seen that called since high school.
Going back to the offense for the New York Liberty, they are moving the ball well. I do think it all starts with Tina Charles.
They do have 8 turnovers, however. Outside shooting pretty good as well. Hartley nails the 3. We've got a timeout at the Garden.
Remember 2007? Smartphones? OMG. 10 years later, nothing's really changed. It's time to snap out of it.
Hello, Moto.
Snap on a JBL speaker. Put a 70-inch screen on a wall. Get a 10 times optical zoom. Get excited, world.
Hello, Moto.
Moto is here. The new Moto Z with Moto mods. Buy the new Moto Z, and you'll get a free projector mod.
Everything you love about Earth is gone. 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 We have to fight for what's left. And by we, I mean you. So it's time to bring out the big guns. It's not a metaphor, guys. Go grab some big guns.
Destiny 2, available now. Rated T for Teen. Get exclusive Destiny 2 content on PS4.
PlayStation.
Rebounds, right? You gotta rebound. They're getting too many on us. It's gonna hurt us sooner or later.
You make shots, they don't get to take it out and run, all right? Individual tendencies, blackouts, but we need to score, all right? We need to execute. We need a good possession every time down. Can't have throwaway ones, all right?
You hear Mike Tebow saying, remember player tendencies on the defensive end because they've done a good job of forcing turnovers. And before that, Bill Laimbeer talking about limiting the second chance points for Washington. They have 7 in this game. And that actually probably counts a little bit as a second chance point, Pam. I'm counting it.
Hawkins looked like she was dead in the water, but somehow was able to recover without hitting the floor with her feet. Getting called for a travel. Shot clock is off for Prince. Oliver trying to knock it out of her hands. Washington did have a foul to give. So 9 seconds even left for the Liberty. Washington shot just 19% in the first quarter. They've upped that overall to 33%. A lot of it because of Tolliver. 12 points in this quarter. And foul called on Prince. Billy Smith with the call as Hawkins hit the floor.
Tiffany Prince trying to create some space on that play. Hawkins out on the switch on the screen. It's tough to tell from that angle.
Tolliver has to hurry. And Washington down by 11 after the first, able to cut it to 6. Christy Tolliver got off to a rocky start, but finished strongly. Tina Charles did some things as well. Into the first half, New York 41-35. Stay tuned for Cassidy Hubbard and Katie Douglas, the WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm.
The sausage and egg biscuit at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Stop on over and get 2 of them for $2.50. 2 sausage and egg made from scratch biscuits for just $2.50. Amazing times we live in, folks. Amazing times. Now at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
The sausage and egg biscuit at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Stop on over and get 2 of them for $2.50. 2 sausage and egg made from scratch biscuits for just $2.50. Amazing times we live in, folks. Amazing times. Now at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
I love sports. I just wish they could be with me always. They say you don't choose the app. The app chooses you. It is everything I could ever want in a sports companion. It can stream the games and shows that I love, and it's there whenever I need it.
That's okay.
I never thought I could find an app that loves sports as much as I do. Until now.
For maximum support of muscle aches and pains, the new Copperfit Advanced Compression Energy Socks. Medium weight, full graduated compression with reinforced zoned compression in the arch and ankle. All day energizing support to help reduce painful swelling. A copper infused reinforced heel and toe and cushion footbed for maximum support. The new Zone Compression Energy Sock from Copperfit. Live limitless. Exclusively at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Welcome to the WNBA Halftime Report, presented by State Farm.
The Liberty with a 41-35 lead at the half behind 11 points from Tina Charles. Welcome into our WNBA studios. I'm Cassidy Hubbard, a longtime 5-time WNBA All-Star, Katie Douglas. Early on, Liberty pretty much in control. Mystics trying to find their way back into this. What's your biggest takeaway? My biggest takeaway is they established Tina Charles in the post, and she was able to kind of get things going for New York. But then Washington, having Coach Mike Tebow, I played for Coach Tebow for many, many years. But you can see that Tina's going to get comfortable, get some easy looks to get New York going. But then later in that second quarter, you saw Washington settle in, and that's really filters from the top and Coach Tebow making those adjustments, finding those holes, and allowing Washington to creep back into this game and making it a really good game to set up for our second half. Well, the Mystics, they have that fighting spirit, but they have some work to do in order to survive and advance for the second straight game, something the Mercury did earlier today, taking on the Sun in Connecticut. And, early on, it was all Connecticut and really all Jonquel Jones. It really was. Jonquel really showed her range today. She showed that she can do it from the outside. She can do it from the inside. She also can give it up when needed. The future is so bright with Jonquel Jones. I think she showed so many different things that she can do in only her second season. So what she was able to do in her first playoff game was truly an amazing performance by her. She had 19 points, 15 rebounds, a great first showing.
And Brittany Griner, she took a little time to warm up, but when she did, she got in a zone, hitting that turnaround there. And then in the fourth quarter, Leilani Mitchell, she had 12 points. Mercury up 78-76 later. Diana Taurasi, her experience showed in this one.
It did. We talked about it to start the game. With Diana Taurasi, you always have a chance, and I think she proved down the stretch. It was experience. When they needed to make a shot, any team, it was Diana Taurasi stepping up and making it for Phoenix.
So Phoenix wins, and they advance. You mentioned pregame that this was going to be the matchup to watch, and it certainly was. Brittany Griner with 26 points today. It's her fourth straight game with at least 25 as she led the league in scoring. Jonquel Jones, 19 and 15, as you said. She was considerably better at home versus Phoenix, just like she was tonight. But ultimately, Griner walked away with the W. But first, she caught up with our Holly Rowe on her level.
Well, Brittany, in the first quarter, you had just one basket. What did you turn on as far as gears in that second and third quarter to kind of fuel your team?
I just had to stick with it. Dee always tells me, you can either let the first half determine the whole game or you can change it after halftime. So I knew I had to do something, just stick with it and just be strong. I knew it would come to me.
It was one of the best matchups I've seen all year. You and the young Jonquel Jones. Describe to me what that was like for you today.
Oh, it's always intense playing. Jonquel, I told her after this, I was like, I love your game. She's gonna be. She's next. She's next. That's future right there.
That's a big compliment. Well, after this win, Diana Taurasi gathered your team over here and had words for you guys. What is it that veteran is telling you in this playoff situation?
Enjoy this, and we got some work to do. We got to go. We have to bring it.
What does it say about your team? All the new faces on your group this year, very few players remaining from last season that you've been able to pull together and win and upset people time after time.
Yeah, this whole season we just had to, just come together. We had ups, we had downs, we had to have some gut checks, and, I think that got us ready for playoffs, because that's what playoffs is all about. You're going to have games where it's not too pretty, but as long as you come out with that win, that's all that matters.
As you look ahead, you've got either LA or Minnesota. Who do you prefer to play?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just glad we're able to play somebody, and we're still here.
Griner with her fourth straight game, at least 25 points. And then Diana Taurasi. Look at this stat. 11-0 in elimination playoff games. Connecticut led by as much as 17 in this one, but you pointed out pregame, their experience ultimately, showed.
Sometimes experience, it doesn't show up on that stat sheet, but like we talked about prior to the start of the game, you could just see when it came down to making shots, Connecticut couldn't make that, and that's all boils down to experience. Diana Taurasi's been there. She's won multiple championships. Olympian, Brittany Griner, the same thing. Although it's a new team, they still have that core nucleus in Phoenix, and it showed down the stretch that they were able to make shots and get stops and get this win.
As far as Connecticut, they're young. But what a statement by Brittany Griner saying Jones is next. That is powerful because she's going to be a problem for a while. They were the surprise team this year. They lost their star in Janae Ogumake. How would you sum up their season?
I would sum it up. I know Connecticut doesn't want to hear this right now because I know that they really wanted to win that game. No player after you lose a game, a playoff game, an elimination game, want to hear it. But that was an awesome season that they had for such a young group of players that are just getting their first taste at the playoffs. It's really something to build on and a stepping stone to hopefully teach them what the playoffs now is all about, what kind of levels and intensity raises in that playoffs, and hopefully they'll be able to just come out of the gates next year, come out strong, and put themselves in an even better position than they were this year going into the playoffs.
Yeah, they struggled so much heading into this year. The future, though, is certainly bright, especially when they get Janae back in that mix as well. Much more to come on the State Farm halftime report. Christy Tolliver with 12 first half points trying to get her team back in it. We'll be back in a bit. This halftime is presented by State Farm, here to help life go right.
bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck. Though you make my heart a wreck, make my heart a wreck, and you make my life a mess. Make my life a mess, yes, a mess of happiness.
While other insurance companies just see a house, we see the home you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
If a quarter pound of beef is your favorite thing, you can still come to Arby's. Just eat half of one of these. Arby's, we have the meat.
When you look for things, when you search the polished showrooms, the markets, the runway shows, you are looking for me. Beyond luxury and status, beyond capability and utility, you are looking for me. And when you dream of an SUV existing far beyond the ordinary, an SUV steeped in performance, infused with passion, artistic beyond description, you unknowingly dream of me. I am the end of your search, your drive, your dream. I am what you live for. I am the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, the first sport utility vehicle created by Alfa Romeo.
Remember 2007? Smartphones? OMG. 10 years later, nothing's really changed. It's time to snap out of it.
Hello, Moto.
Snap on a JBL speaker. Put a 70-inch screen on a wall. Get a 10 times optical zoom. Get excited, world.
Hello, Moto.
Moto is here. The new Moto Z with Moto mods. Buy the new Moto Z and you'll get a free projector mod.
The lion does not eat sparingly. He eats his fill at every meal. For in the jungle, hunger is weakness. Arby's new half-pound roast beef sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
Monday Night Football doubleheader. Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
It does.
The Vikings are about to find out what it's like to be on the receiving end of a man they call All Day.
Then the LA Chargers kick off a new era with an old rival.
LA and Denver know that every game in the wide-open AFC West is a must-win, baby.
Saints-Vikings at 6:55. Then Chargers-Broncos at 10:15 tomorrow on ESPN.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to the WNBA Halftime Report, presented by State Farm.
Busy Sunday fun day over on ESPN. Rafa Nadal and Kevin Anderson in the men's U.S. Open final. And as you see it right here, Rafa getting set point. He is now up 2 sets to none. Check it out on the ESPN app, because you got to keep it locked right here on ESPN2 as Tina Charles and the Liberty look to avoid elimination in New York. Second half action with Pam Ward and LaChina Robinson on the call.
The sausage and egg biscuit at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Stop on over and get 2 of them for $2.50. 2 sausage and egg made from scratch biscuits for just $2.50. Amazing times we live in, folks. Amazing times. Now at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Basketball has been a game changer for me.
It's helped me grow as a teammate and a leader.
By establishing standards for youth development, USA Basketball is making a difference for players of all ages.
Through education and training,
they're helping to make the game safer
and more fun. Make sure your child is taught the right way.
Ensure you're the best coach you can be.
To learn more, visit USAB.com or download the USA Basketball mobile app.
I love sports. I just wish they could be with me always. They say you don't choose the app. The app chooses you. It is everything I could ever want in a sports companion. It can stream the games and shows that I love, and it's there whenever I need it.
That's okay.
I never thought I could find an app that loves sports as much as I do. Until now.
The sausage and egg biscuit at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Stop on over and get 2 of them for $2.50. 2 sausage and egg made from scratch biscuits for just $2.50. Amazing times we live in, folks. Amazing times. Now at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
For maximum support of muscle aches and pains, the new CopperFit Advanced Compression Energy Socks. Medium weight, full graduated compression with reinforced zoned compression in the arch and ankle. All-day energizing support to help reduce painful swelling. A copper-infused reinforced heel and toe and cushioned footbed for maximum support. The new Zone Compression Energy Sock from CopperFit. Live limitless. Exclusively at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Introducing Rocket Copters. The super bright, light up the night radical helicopters you can launch up to 150 feet. They're insane nighttime fun. Hook into the launch band and rocket your copter high into the sky.
This is the coolest thing ever.
So much fun.
Oh, that was a bomb.
We love rocket copters.
Available now at these fine stores.
Playoffs 2017, presented by Verizon, and the Mystics have made a ball game out of this, a 25-point second quarter. They now trail the Liberty by 6 in the single elimination game in the second round. The winner moves on to the semifinals. We know that Phoenix will be there, but Phoenix is waiting to see who wins this game. If New York wins, they will play Los Angeles. If Washington wins, they will take on Minnesota. All will be solved relatively very soon. Pam Ward along with LaChina Robinson coming to you from Madison Square Garden. So Washington down 11 after one quarter. What changed?
Well, whenever you play the New York Liberty, the question is, how can we score points against their tough defense? And it wasn't pretty, but Washington found a way, and it started with their defense. They had 8 points off the turnovers, all in the second quarter, and Christy Tolliver got going. She shot herself out of a little bit of a slump. Washington also had 9 second chance points, but for New York, good ball movement, and it all starts with where Tina Charles is on the floor. She's on the perimeter there, just continuing to spread on the double team with Tina. It collapses and leaves the 3 open there for Bria Hartley. 15 points off of 3-pointers for New York, 20 points in the paint, so good balance for them on offense.
Washington outscored them in the paint by 10 in the second quarter. Tina Charles did not get a lot of shots off in that second quarter. Leads her team with 11 points.
Defensive attention there on Tina to start. 2 players will always be aware of where she is.
That's Kia Vaughn called for shuffling her feet. Kia is one of 4 starters for New York from New York.
Yeah, the New York natives, as Tina Charles talked about. She said, they take a lot of pride in playing for their city. Bria Hartley now in the starting lineup added to that.
Crystal Thomas unable to finish. Another good look underneath. And Shavante Zellis, good to see her back in. Missed some time with a lower back injury. And Shavante is the only non-New Yorker in the starting lineup for the Liberty. I don't know how that wasn't a travel. Ball rims out to Elena Deladon. Deladon with 8 points in the first half. Had 6 of them in the first quarter. Washington beating Dallas to advance, and Tolliver.
Christy Tolliver, one of the best on screen and roll action. When the post player comes out to help, it doesn't matter. She can shoot over it.
That's her 4th of 3. This is the closest Washington's been since it was 9-6. Tina Charles was hacked underneath.
Tolliver on screening action. Right here, switch out. Kia Vaughn does not get far enough out. Christy Tolliver has become a master at not only the step back, but just creating enough space to get that shot off.
Elena Deladon was just called for her 2nd personal foul. Hartley, good job to rid herself of Ruffin Pratt, then ran into a couple of misses, drew contact, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Hartley did a lot of her damage from the 3-point line in the first half. Well, the defense knows that. The run out by Ruffin Pratt, nobody home on help. A little acrobatic finish there for Hartley.
Maria Hartley was inserted into the starting lineup after New York got off to an 8-9 start. Since then, 14-3, including that 10-game winning streak.
Well, after the loss of Brittany Boyd, Bill Laimbeer was all over the place looking for answers. He lost Epiphany Prince to Europe, so he didn't want to start her at point knowing she was going to leave, and was able to eventually move her to that natural position, as you mentioned, the 2.
A little bit too strong off the glass for Deladon. Has a second chance and cashes it in. Epiphany Prince also very glad to be off the ball. She is more of a natural 2, as you mentioned. And she said when she was playing the point, she was more conscious of trying to get everybody their looks, because she knows when she's playing the 2, she wants to get her looks.
And when you're a scorer like Epiphany Prince, you don't want her thinking about who she's got to get the ball to. You want her shooting it.
Boy, Tolliver went over Charles for the tie-up. Sage Steele back in Bristol. She comes back from Los Angeles. Start your day with her. Randy Jay, weekdays at 7 Eastern on ESPN for the all-new SportsCenter AM. Updates on everything that's happening. You can catch it streaming live on the ESPN app if you're on the go.
The Sage.
Saw her last week at the ESPN picnic.
And she's synonymous with ESPN.
Yeah, she's back east. Looking forward to working with both Randy and Jay Harris, one of the nicest guys on the planet. So we got Tolliver and Prince jumping after a little bit of confusion. And they have to shoot. Just 2 seconds left on the shot clock when they jumped it. So Tolliver kind of conceded it, figuring that New York would not get a good look at the shot anyway. Mike Thibault has won more games than anybody in the history of this league, but still looking for his first title. His team can cut it down to a one-possession game. Good job by Washington to regroup after New York streaked out to a big lead and this crowd got into it. Single digits on the shot clock for Washington, and that's a terrific feed from Ruffin Pratt to find Crystal Thomas.
And Crystal Thomas has become so good at just filling the lane, because she knows the defenses are looking elsewhere to double on Deladon or Tolliver. There's rotations all over the floor, but she's ready for the pass.
Very steady, very cerebral player out of Duke. Ruffin Pratt has been all over the place. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and she kept that one alive. Washington could tie or go ahead. Misa Man, a little bit too strong, but Deladon hustles to get the rebound. Good job by Elena to keep it going. Tolliver for the lead. Christy Tolliver has really started to scorch it. And a lot of Mystics fans have made the trip north, and they're on their feet.
This is Madison Square Garden, Pam, and Christy Tolliver knows that. It's a shooter's gym. Shoot your shot, Christy.
The WNBA Playoffs 2017 is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
Listen up, basketball fans. Mountain Dew and the NBA are taking 3-on-3 hoops to the next level. The Dew NBA 3X Tour is back, and it's coming to a city near you, bringing you fast-paced basketball action you won't find anywhere else. Come watch local legends go head-to-head as they compete to play on the national stage. Bring your friends, and don't miss out on the hottest hoops competition before it hits the road. For tour dates and locations, visit DewNBA3X.com.
Hello? How did you get in here? Xbox One X isn't out yet.
Taco Bell's giving fans a chance to win early with every $5 box. We're ready to play.
Well then, I guess we should get to it.
My apologies for that.
Totally cool, Steve.
Head to Taco Bell and grab any $5 box, and you could be one of the first to win the new Xbox One X.
These days, anyone can have a side hustle. And driving with Uber lets you go from earning to working to chilling with the push of a button. Earning. Chilling. Earning. Thank you. Chilling. Earning. Chilling.
This one's kind of... Wow.
Earning.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Get your side hustle on. Sign up at uber.com/drive now.
Remember 2007? Smartphones? OMG. 10 years later, nothing's really changed. It's time to snap out of it.
Hello, Moto.
Snap on a JBL speaker. Put a 70-inch screen on a wall. Get a 10 times optical zoom. Get excited, world.
Hello, Moto.
Moto is here. The new Moto Z with Moto mods. Buy the new Moto Z, and you'll get a free projector mod.
Everything you love about Earth is gone. 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 We have to fight for what's left. And by we, I mean you. So it's time to bring out the big guns. It's not a metaphor, guys. Go grab some big guns.
Destiny 2, available now. Rated T for Teen. Get exclusive Destiny 2 content on PS4.
PlayStation.
You are watching the WNBA Playoffs 2017 presented by Verizon. Kristi Toliver, what a game she has had. Now 18 points. She's hit 5 threes. Washington has trailed by as many as 14 points. And now they're leading New York. Single elimination game. The winner moves on to the best of 5 semis. Deladon and Thomas battled each other for the rebound that time.
And good recovery off the double team on Tina Charles to get out and contest that shot. Shavonte Zealous making it really hard for that post-entry pass to Elena Deladon. High post.
Yeah, best defensive team in the league, but Kristi Toliver, after a really bad start, has gotten really good. That's her 6th three. She told us before the game that she's always amped up to play here at Madison Square Garden. She looked a little anxious. She has played through whatever nerves or whatever else she was feeling. Big basketball junkie, as she calls herself, who loves the big stage of the Garden. Neesman bought a little space. Boy, Crystal Thomas had a terrific screen. And now Toliver is all over the floor. That's the second time she has tied it up.
Toliver really feeling it here at Madison Square Garden. She said, I know about the bright lights and the big stage. Come get some, Kia Stokes.
And Kristi Toliver told us that she loves playing here.
And she can create her own.
I got a text message just saying, it's Madison Square. It's, it's where players play, it's where stars shine. And so, you're always excited when you step into this building, especially as a shooter. I'm very excited and hope the ball goes in today.
She will not be excited to know that her last three was changed to a 2, so she's got 20 points now instead of 21. But still very productive. New York has now missed 6 of its last 7 shots.
They've got to go to Tina Charles. Get the ball to her, work it in, and use that ball movement.
She had a great start, and since then has been fairly silent.
And whether she shoots it or not, she can force a rotation.
Toliver again. That barely touched the net.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. 12-0 Washington run. A 20-point turnaround. Washington had trailed by as many as 14 in this game. Sugar Rogers hit the side of the backboard. It was tipped.
I mean, you got to pick Kristi up at the hash mark at this point. I'm not sure why Washington is able to get the ball to her. When you forget about Kristi, you got to guard her.
Yeah, they got an MVP on their team.
I think so.
Washington has scored the last 15 points. New York's offense has gone silent. Kristi Toliver's game is really loud.
When only the best will do, one-of-a-kind Tempur-Pedic delivers. Only Tempur material precisely conforms to your weight, shape, and temperature. It provides up to twice as much pressure-relieving power, so you won't toss and turn. And Tempur-Pedic is the best at minimizing motion transfer from your partner. You'll wake up feeling like a champion. Now through September 17th, save up to $500 on select adjustable sets. Find your exclusive retailer at Tempur-Pedic.com.
We are back. It's been the Christy Tolliver Show, LaChina.
I mean, they are giving Christy way too much space here in Madison Square Garden. You see her flashing the smile. I don't even know why they're letting her catch the basketball when she gives it up. Oh, we forgot we've got Elena Deladon, a former MVP on this team as well. The New York Liberty is known for their defense. And right now, they're not playing any.
New York has scored 3 points in this quarter. That's on a three-point play by Bria Hartley. That is it. As we hit 4 minutes to go, they've scored 3 points in 6 minutes.
And their early scoring was in transition off of the defense.
Shot clock winding down. Nothing doing, and they're going to get Deladon for the push. No, they're not. The foul is going the other way. Raincock and Kunwe with a big motion after she and Deladon got tangled up underneath. Let's take a look. Foul is on Tina Charles. So not even involved down there. And the chant of defense comes up in the Garden. Ruffin Pratt takes it right to Prince, and it won't go down. Ball stays with Washington. They have 8 seconds to shoot.
And the thing about New York is that defense has won them games all season long. If there was an inconsistent part of their game, it has been their offense. They're also a very good rebounding team, but their offense has been kind of all over the place, and we're seeing some of that right now.
Yeah, even during their 10-game winning streak, when their defense amped things up, their offensive numbers were not good.
Now we see denial there. Sugar Rogers trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Christy Tolliver.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Bill Lambier told us yesterday at practice that we work at defense every day. It's the first thing we do. He always took pride in his defense when he played. Tolliver against Charles. Oh, what a pass into Thomas. Gervonta Zealous thought she had a clean block, but that was a sweet pass to somehow find Thomas in traffic.
The defense is in scramble mode right now, trying to get prepared for whatever Christy Tolliver might do. And look at Crystal Thomas making herself a big target. She's always in the right place at the right time under the rim.
And that was a clean block, but you saw clearly on the replay that Zealous got Thomas with her body, so that was a good call. Thomas at the free throw line. She is just 60% or was during the regular season. Washington has now scored the last 16 points of this game. New York has been stuck on 44 a long time. That is the answer, right? Give it to Tina.
She got to go to work.
And she did. Only the second field goal for New York in this quarter.
And I like the strategy by Mike Tebow. Keep playing her the same way until she forces you to do something else. She was not scoring in one-on-one situations.
New York went almost 5.5 minutes without scoring a point. Christy Tolliver is fixing to put her name up there with the likes of Reggie Miller and other people who have been terrific in this building. That's her 7th three. Tina against Crystal Thomas again. Deladon came over to help. And Charles with the foul on the back end.
At this point, Christy Tolliver is just unconscious from long range. I mean, the basket looks so big to her. Filthy.
One of 9 against Dallas. Started off very slowly here, and she's got 7.
She's got 3 defenders tracing her everywhere, which is opening up shots for other Washington Mystics players. And here, New York's got to look for opportunities to push.
That'll work. Prince gets a much-needed 3. Get them back to within 8 as we go inside 2 minutes. Mieseman is just 1 of 8 from the floor for Washington. Usually she's rock solid. Pratt setting the screen. Now Tolliver just turns and shoots. Charles taking things into her own hands. Tough one off glass. Seconds to shoot. As we remind you that the WNBA playoffs presented by Verizon continue Tuesday night with the semifinals on ESPN2. We know we will be in Minnesota and Los Angeles respectively starting at 8 Eastern time. WNBA.com and the WNBA app has all of your information. If New York wins, they will play Los Angeles. If Washington wins, they will play Minnesota. Phoenix will play one or the other. Got it? Shot clock winding down. Hawkins doesn't recognize. Delle Donne. Shot clock violation as we go inside a minute. In the last 16 minutes, Kristi Toliver has outscored New York by herself, 26-22.
Mike Tebow in that last possession was saying, drive the basketball. But you're right, lack of clock awareness.
New York chipping in. It's been Tina. Oh, man, that was halfway down before it spun out.
But if you're going to force Tina to take a shot, that's a contested shot from the outside.
Charles gets the Delle Donne miss. And now a chance in transition. Washington's done a good job getting back lately. There's a mismatch out there. Epiphany Prince quicker than Delle Donne, just pulled up on her. Now about a second difference in the two clocks.
New York can't get tight on offense. They've got to stick to what they do, not force shots.
Third quarter winding down. Toliver going to take it to the basket, and it gets stuck, but she was fouled. 6.5 seconds left. Raincock Akunwe, rookie from Simon Fraser University out in British Columbia, called for the foul, and Kristi Toliver, who's put on quite an offensive display today, goes to the line for the second time.
You know, she had a meeting with Mike Tebow July 19th, and what Tebow told her is, listen, you're being too passive. We brought you here to be a difference maker, and Kristi didn't want to step on toes coming into a new team, and didn't want to really, wanted to just come in and for it to be seamless. But he said, we need you to take over, and you see what she can do when that happens.
Her 7 threes matches a career high. Washington, the best free throw shooting team in the league during the regular season, hitting over 84% of their shots. Kristi was at 87. Washington trailed by 11 after one quarter. They were down 6 at the half. And they're going to take a lead into the fourth quarter in this winner-take-all game. Toliver has outscored New York 16-10 in this quarter. What a quarter it has been. Epiphany Prince, long three. And the Washington Mystics outscored New York by 14 in that quarter. A lot of the heavy lifting done by Kristi Toliver, tying a career high with 7 threes so far.
Teams have started to change their names.
Check these out.
Too busy making my own wave. I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own wave, baby. Surfing on my own wave, baby. Surfing on my own wave. Too busy making my own wave. I ain't riding no wave.
The lion does not eat sparingly. He eats his fill at every meal. For in the jungle, hunger is weakness. Arby's new half-pound roast beef sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
maximum support of muscle aches and pains, the new CopperFit Advanced Compression Energy Socks. Medium weight, full graduated compression with reinforced zoned compression in the arch and ankle. All-day energizing support to help reduce painful swelling. A copper-infused reinforced heel and toe and cushioned footbed for maximum support. The new Zone Compression Energy Sock from CopperFit. Live limitless. Exclusively at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Introducing Rocket Copter. The super bright, light up the night radical helicopters you can launch up to 150 feet. They're insane nighttime fun. Hook into the launch band and rocket your copter high into the sky.
This is the coolest thing ever.
So much fun, dude.
Oh, that was a bomb.
Available now at these fine stores.
If a quarter pound of beef is your favorite thing, you can still come to Arby's. Just eat half of one of these. Arby's, we have the meat.
Welcome back to New York. I am with Liberty head coach Bill Laimbeer. Coach, Kristi Toliver was on fire in that third quarter. How do you slow her down in the fourth?
That was our worry going into the game, that she got hot. She got hot in the first half and continued in the second half. We got to just get in her space.
You had an offensive drought in the third quarter, but started to work your way out. How do you get scoring in the fourth?
We just need energy and effort. We need stops and push the ball. We're a little too slow on the offensive end.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
New York scored just 10 points in that third quarter. Washington backed up a 25-point second quarter with a 24-point third quarter, a lot of it because of Kristi Toliver. She's got 28 points, which is one off her season high.
You heard Bill Laimbeer said it starts with getting stops and pushing. Their defense is their foundation. They need to get into transition.
Apologies there. Sugar Rogers almost got the turnover. New York, as we're trying to mention, in their defense. Third straight year they have led the WNBA in field goal percentage defense. They're also the top rebounding team this year.
And when that's what you hang your hat on, and you got a player like Kristi Toliver that can just score at will, that really affects your confidence.
Hawkins missing from three. The score right now actually is 60-51 because they have changed one of Toliver's baskets to a three. So Washington has gained a point. And that means that Toliver now has the 29 points. And that does tie her season high. She had 29 against Atlanta earlier this year. And now that she's made her 8 threes, that is a Washington franchise high.
She's a gamer. Stakes are high. That is when Kristi Toliver is at her best.
She couldn't hit anything in the first quarter. Latta called for a foul, sneaking up on Tina Charles. Actually, they called it on Hawkins, Tiana Hawkins.
So we've talked about New York needing to get points in transition. And we've talked about Tina Charles, but in addition to that, her teammates have to supplement with offense. They can't stand and watch Tina. They've got to be active and a part of what's happening in the half court.
Shot clock dwindling. Aubrey Latta just bought herself a call. 3 on Hartley. Ivory Latta, what a spark plug she has been for this Washington team, especially dealing with Meesman being gone in Europe, the injuries to Taylor Hill and Elena Deladon. Latta has been a good contributor off the bench. Single elimination game. New York has won 10 straight games. And that's a foul on Latta. New York has not lost since August 4th when they lost at Los Angeles. If Bill Laimbeer's team loses today, they will make another early exit in the playoffs. Hawkins sits down, and Natasha Cloud comes in. Toliver still resting on the bench to begin this fourth quarter. New York must be happy about that. shot for Charles over Thomas.
And Thomas has size, so she's able to contest. Even though she's not right up on Tina Charles, she has length.
That's 6'5". Platter guarded by Charles. Ruffin Pratt finds a nice little seam in the defense. Her first basket. Ruffin Pratt averaging 7.5 points during the regular season, and Christy Tolliver is getting ready to come back in. Tina's taking things into her own hands right now. She kind of has to.
And I like the move. Get deep in the paint where you are commanding the double team or you're going to score. And she's been stepping off the post, and I understand why, but that face-up shot wasn't falling.
That fell for Deladon. So effortless from out there.
Yeah, New York is not doing a good job of guarding the three-point line. You got to trust your help defense. Run the shooter off the three.
Even though New York is the best team defensively, overall field goal percentage defense, they are not that good in defending the three, only 8th in the league during the regular season.
Well, and it's showing right here. You know Elena Deladon can knock this down. Why doesn't Tina Charles have her hands up to contest? It's too late at that point.
Elena Deladon hitting 39% from three during the regular season.
If you get beat, you got to trust your help defense on the backside.
9-point lead for Washington. Cloud thought about it. Cloud with 3 seconds left on the shot clock to Thomas, who puts it in over her head. Washington's biggest lead of the game. Cloud showing some poise with the shot clock winding down.
New York is getting tight.
Wow, they led by 14 points at one point. Led by 11 after the first quarter. Tolliver! Holy smokes. Christy Tolliver with 9 threes.
This is a win or go home game, and Christy Tolliver said, come and get some. You better put up or shut up.
The WNBA Playoffs 2017, presented by Verizon. Not just unlimited, Verizon Unlimited. And Taco Bell and the $5 steak quesarito box.
Ever wonder what's in a beer? If it's a Bud Light, it's 4 essential ingredients: barley, rice, water, and hops. Here's to the beer you can always count on. Brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
Your relentless pursuit of perfection. Your commitment to precision and accuracy. Your quest for constant innovation. Your countless hours of preparation all comes down to this moment. When the clock is ticking down and it's all on the line. Tissot, this is your time.
If a quarter pound of beef is your favorite thing, you can still come to Arby's. Just eat half of one of these. Arby's, we have the meat.
In case you need anything, just give me a call. Thank you.
P.O. Box 17. Of course I'm a real company.
Everything your customers see tells a story. Let the UPS store help you tell the right one. From business cards and banners to expertly packed shipments to mailboxes with a real street address. Come in today for help. Get everything you need to tell the story of your business at upsstoreprint.com.
The lion does not eat sparingly. He eats his fill at every meal. For in the jungle, hunger is weakness. Arby's new half-pound roast beef sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
Summon Terragorn the Bloody.
He's at the podiatrist.
Going into battle without the best team? Bad fantasy. Drafting your team from anywhere? Good fantasy.
Sign up now at ESPN.com/GoatFantasy.
This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
We are back in New York. The brightest star on Broadway is Christy Toliver.
The bright lights are on, and Christy Toliver is answering the call. You can't be hands down, man down on Toliver. She's moving without the basketball. Her team is setting screens, and when the big switch out, she's not afraid to shoot over the top. Christy Toliver giving the people what they want.
Her 32 points, a new playoff career high. The rest of the team, just 6 more combined, and you see that she is keeping them in it and has given them this lead because she has hit 9 threes. There have been some great performances here at Madison Square Garden. People like Reggie Miller, Steph Curry, and now you can add Christy Toliver to that list.
And she's probably the closest thing that the WNBA has to a Steph Curry. Her ability to create long threes off of the bounce, the handle.
And she told our Holly Rowe that I am the best clutch shooter in this league, hands down. That's Toliver on Toliver. And people can look at that, listen to it, and go, well, she's pretty cocky, but she backed it up.
She's always had that confidence. That's right.
Always. 1 of 2 from the line for Charles. And as much as we have to give credit for Toliver, you have to give credit to Washington's defense as well, as Cloud just shreds New York right there. I mean, this defense has been really good for Washington. Crystal Thomas solid in the middle after Charles got off to a great start. These people here at the Garden are shell-shocked by this. Hartley, big bucket.
New York's got to show some mental toughness right here. They can't lower their shoulders because they've missed some defensive stops. Because Christy Thomas has gotten hot. They've got to get back to their identity.
Mismatch, Deladon takes advantage of Prince guarding her. Deladon, 25 against Dallas in round 1, 18 tonight, and another board. For 10, double-double for Deladon. She had a double-double against Dallas as well. What a time for Washington to start playing well. Oh my goodness, Thomas just went by Stokes like she was standing still.
And that was all because of the defensive attention on Christy Toliver.
Stokes got stuffed by Thomas.
This is a big lineup. It's not easy to score on the inside against the Mystics because they have 3 players 6'4" or taller at the 3, 4, and 5 position.
Deladon, Mieseman, and Thomas. Another mismatch for Deladon. And now New York's got to get a lot of points in a hurry and get some stops. Hartley has been aggressive all day. But then through that, great try by Epiphany Prince. Christy Toliver with all those threes drawing a lot of attention.
Yeah, you have 2 defenders right here. Look at Kia Stokes and Tina Charles. They run into each other trying to figure out who's getting Christy Toliver. Easy one for Thomas.
Timeout on the floor, 20-point deficit.
In 10 feet, imagine yourself as the boss. Recalculating. In no time at all, realize you don't have to be the CEO to enjoy the amenities of the VIP suite. Your all-new Compass.
She's making her way down the board. There are McPick 2 for 5 deals on all sides. Favorites everywhere. McNuggets and a Big Mac. It's good. Get your fan favorites on the McPick 2 menu. Choose any 2 for just $5. They did it. Oh, my.
Tonight, our Sunday night baseball game features the hottest team in baseball. They are the Christy Tolivers of baseball. Cleveland's won 17 straight. They take on the Orioles. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern with baseball tonight, followed by the game at 8 Eastern, both stream live on the ESPN app. Cleveland's been fun to watch. Heartbreaking loss in the World Series last season. So a 17-game win streak for Cleveland. New York has a 10-game win streak, the best win streak ever in the history of this league to end the season. But they are on life support right now with China.
They are. They need a couple players to get hot on the offensive end. And I'll say this about Tina Charles, and this is my philosophy. It is really hard to lead late in game from the post. You need a guard that can get hot or can make plays, that has the ball in their hands this time of year in particular.
I think Epiphany Prince might be that guard. Prince today has 12 points. But only 3 of them here in the second half.
But New York's biggest problem has been the defensive end. All the three-pointers for Washington. I mean, that is really what has taken the wind out of their sails.
Tolliver with 9 threes. That is a WNBA playoff record. Previous was 7. Miesemann, she's had a subpar game offensively. Inside 4 minutes now. Hartley, long dribbling, a little bit of space. Yes. Bria Hartley has been a bright spot for them.
She has.
15 points, 5 assists now for Bria. They need stops.
Perimeter screening for Washington to get their shooters open has been relentless.
Peladon. A little bit too much spin, but Thomas is there.
The unsung hero, Crystal Thomas.
11 points, 6 rebounds for Thomas, and has done a great job on Charles defensively since the first quarter. Raincock Okunwe's second bucket. Second chance points, 17-3 Washington.
And as the defense wants to stretch out to the three-point line, Thomas is making good decisions in the middle with the basketball.
Oliver called for the carry. That's 2 in this game total. Washington up big as we take a break.
We just got to take it one game at a time. Next question.
Can you repeat everything you just said? My live stream won't load.
Technical foul.
Wrong sport.
Wrong network. You see, you need unlimited on Verizon. It's America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. They won't let you down in places like this, even in the strike zone.
It's the red zone.
Pretty sure it's the strike zone. Here, use mine. All right, see you on the court, champ. Heads up.
When it really, really matters, you need the best network and the best unlimited. Now plans start at $40 per line for 4 lines.
Hello? How did you get in here? Xbox One X isn't out yet.
Taco Bell's giving fans a chance to win early with every $5 box. We're ready to play.
Well then, I guess we should get to it. My apologies for that totally cold stew.
Head to Taco Bell and grab any $5 box, and you could be one of the first to win the new Xbox One X.
Can you see what you like? Pay no mind. 'Cause I've heard it before 1,000 times. You can break my balls, but you'll never.
While other insurance companies just see a truck, we see something you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
It's just what you see.
You think it's just 5 guys between you and that rim? Try 500. Because for every guy you beat, there's 100 more out there with your same fire, working on your same moves, all trying to steal your glory. So if you want to be the one and only, and not just one of many, give that extra ounce. It might just be the one that all the others don't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Monday Night Football doubleheader. Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
It does.
Saints Vikings at 6:55. Then Chargers Broncos at 10:15. Tomorrow on ESPN.
Are you ready?
We're back at Madison Square Garden. And if this score holds, Washington will go to Minnesota for the best of 5, semi starting Tuesday. And Phoenix, who upset Connecticut today, will take on Los Angeles. How about the New York Liberty? Last couple of years, they have gone out early, upset by Indiana in the conference finals as the top seed, and lost to Phoenix in the second round as a 3 seed, and this is what they are this year, a 3 seed, taking on the 6 seed Mystics. In the last 3 years, they've been the best team in the Eastern Conference record-wise, but have faltered in the playoffs.
And when we talked to Liberty players and Coach Lambier, they were just so confident because of the way they ended the season. And it wasn't an easy schedule, cupcake schedule by any stretch. They beat the better teams in this league in that 10-game winning streak.
Wasn't Bill Lambier said to us yesterday in practice, now we expect to win every game.
Yeah. The playoff basketball, especially when someone gets hot the way Tolliver has, is very different. A nice pass by Deladon to Misenet. Liberty doesn't have time to run time off the clock.
Washington trailed by as many as 14. They were down 11 after 1 quarter. And you know who else was down 11 after 1 quarter today? The Phoenix Mercury. And they came back to beat Connecticut. Cloud. Washington is taking care of the ball. That was one key for Coach Tebow. Nice job by Sugar Rogers. Too little too late, perhaps, as she only has 5. 16 assists and 7 turnovers for Washington.
Yeah, only 7 turnovers, taking care of the ball. And New York had planned to deny and make it physical for Washington. And that's why hitting outside shots was so important, because they're best with their defense in the paint. And Tolliver and company have answered.
Broken Pratt as the shot clock dies. Shop WNBAstore.com now for the best selection of Mystics and Liberty gear. Choose some jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. WNBAstore.com, one store. Every team. That was New York's last timeouts. Christy Tolliver's shirts and jerseys might be a hot item right about now, because she is as hot as they come.
Well, Christy Tolliver has been in fuego. Madison Square Garden, bright lights, big stage, no problem for Tolliver. She has been lining it up off of screens, on the step back, a ton of confidence. The basket just got bigger and bigger on the switch out, over the top of 6'4", 6'5". Doesn't matter. Christy, give the people what they came for. Do you love it, Pam? Tolliver putting on a performance for the ages.
Her 9 threes, a new WNBA playoff record. The previous high was 7 threes by an individual player. Washington missed 12 of its first 13 threes before Tolliver heated up. Sugar Rogers nails her own 3. 16 points to make up in a minute. Tori Walker-Kimbrough gets off the bench for the first time today, as does Asia Taylor. And Natasha Cloud, poised at the point guard position, gets knocked there by Rebecca Allen. So let's take stock of what we have seen here today. New York, 10 wins in a row, red hot. They come in. Deladon's day is through, as she has 18 points and 10 rebounds. Bill Lambier's team, winners of 10 in a row, feeling confident coming in. You're up 14. Boom, you went away.
When I go back to the first round win by Washington over Dallas, they had to grit it out. They had to gut it out. It was a physical game. And I think that gave them some confidence. Sometimes it's easier to be the team that's already played one, get your jitters out, and get comfortable. But New York, I mean, I am just really, after the way they finished the season, no answer for why the second half of this game has gone this way.
Again, a lot of credit to Christy Tolliver, but it was New York on offense that just fell asleep. Could not do anything. You got to give credit. There's a lot of Washington Mystics fans across from us. Could be a happy, probably, train ride home for them tonight. And we will see Washington and Minneapolis on Wednesday. Phoenix is going to L.A. as the New York Liberty see their 10-game winning streak fall to the wayside. They will lose their first game since August 4th. And the Washington Mystics, who have not advanced in the playoffs since 2002 before their win on Wednesday in Dallas, win here in New York, and they're going to the semifinals. And a lot of it is because of Kristi Toliver.
And that's why Mike Tebow bought Kristi Toliver and Elena Delle Donne to Washington, and they're answering the call.
32 for Toliver. Minnesota, Washington at 8 Eastern, and then LA, Phoenix. For LaChana Robinson and our entire crew, I'm Pam Ward. We will see you coming up on Tuesday. What a game for Kristi Toliver. 9 threes, a new WNBA playoff record. Baseball tonight is coming up. As we say, thanks for watching. Good night from New York. It was a terrific night for Kristi Toliver and the Washington Mystics.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
The Indians are on